Hi everyone, my name is Sherry Liseco, and I will be working with your student this year in their Honors Algebra 2 class. Over the past few weeks, I've really enjoyed getting to know the students, and I feel that we are building a positive classroom culture. I have divided my presentation into 4 different parts, and so we are going to begin with what content will be covered in this class. What you see are the 5 major areas addressed in the Algebra 2 standards. You can see that the families of functions are a major focus and that they are addressed through the lens of modeling and real-world application. The textbook that we utilize can be found by accessing our Canvas course and selecting the link on the left side where it says Honors Algebra 2 book. In addition to the book, students will be needing a scientific calculator to bring to class with them. By looking at the overview of our textbook, you can see the similarity to the standards. In addition, the overview highlights the previously mentioned modeling and real-world approach. As we move from a more global overview, let's take a look at what happens on a daily basis. So as students enter the classroom, they are greeted with an informational slide such as the example that I have here. This is on the left is where I put the information needed for the day, the supplies that we need, a reminder that we'll be focusing without cell phones, and then on the right, something for them to think about as we launch into our lesson. This particular slide is from last week, so if you want to, you can ask your students which function or which graph they selected and their reasoning why. We next move into content. This tends to look different based on what content we're looking at for the day. Students may be working in groups at their desk, may be working collaboratively at vertical spaces. They may be focused on independent work. Or they might be engaged in a lesson that I myself am leading. Students are often asked to engage in multiple of the process standards as they work through achieving the goals of our particular lesson. In our Canvas course, students can revisit the slides for that day as well as see the assignment for that particular class period. So moving on, what are the expectations of the class? So my goal is to create a learning environment in which students feel comfortable to express and justify their thinking, and also be able to respectfully question others. So students are expected to be active participants during our time together. How is the grade determined? Well, as you view the breakdown between the summative and the formative categories, please know that almost daily students complete checks for understanding in which they can then gauge their level of understanding based on the current concept that we are covering. Over the years, I've developed what I call a reformative learning process. Although I structure my class with a variety of checkpoints, sometimes a student will miss mastery on the first attempt. This formative learning process is not just a retake. The student analyzes their test, determines the types of errors, and then practice those specific concepts before retesting. If you desire, you can find more general class information in the Canvas page underneath the class resources. I appreciate you taking the time to view this video, and I'm looking forward to having a great year. Thank you.